Hey everybody, James O'Farrell from Alice and Dawn, and what I want to talk to you today is about the importance of our ears in singing. We've all been told as singers at some point you shouldn't listen to yourself while you're singing, right? And I mean that's partially true because of course we don't always sound the same in a different room. We don't sound the same when we're a little bit sick, and we don't have an accurate picture of what we sound like. And finally, by the time you've heard it, so has everyone else. So if it's wrong, it's already wrong, and then you're trying to fix a mistake, right? You're trying to stay ahead of what you're doing. But that we still have to have developed our ear to be able to hear very fine differences in sound. And as your ear develops, your ability to create better sound develops because you become able to anticipate or imagine the sound you wish to create. You can breathe from the diaphragm, open the throat, lower the larynx, do all those things. But if your ear tells you to sound like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, then that's what's going to happen. Because that's the message that's going there. And then the larynx will go up, the throat will close, no matter how hard you've tried to breathe and fight that off. So you have to develop an internal concept of what is the sound you are trying to elicit from your body. That sound is the one you have to be aiming for. Just like a basketball player aims at the hoop, we have to aim for the sound we wish to create. I don't tell my larynx, okay, 1/4 of an inch lower, boys. 10% tighter now. They're not direct commands, right? Your concept of the sound you are trying to create will set you up to have chord closure or not. So you breathe low, open the throat, and then have to hear what does your voice sound like. Ah, ah, when you've got good chord closure. And then you have to keep aiming for that sound. Not the note, not the word, the sound. Okay? The sound has everything in it. If you're thinking about the sound has the pitch, the intensity, the volume, the emotional intent, the linguistic stress. And then you take it one step further. The sound of a phrase is one sound. So if I'm trying to sing, Kuda, kuda, kuda wyuda lilis, wisny moje, zlati I conceived of that as one big long sound, not 27 different words or syllables or sounds. And that's why I can memorize languages that I cannot speak really quickly. That's one sound. I know what that whole sound needs to be. Just like if you had one boa constrictor wrapped around the music stand and wrapped around your arm and strangling you out, it's still just one boa constrictor, no matter how complicated a shape it makes. Same thing with that. That was one sound to me, and I know what I want that whole sound to do. And I know it before I breathe. So I breathe with the sound concept already in my mind. One sound. Okay? Not sto, dien, gridu. Too many things. One sound. I know what I want that whole thing to sound like. You have to start thinking of your music as big, huge, long, single units. Not, I have 47 words to memorize for a verse. The verse should be one sound for you, right? One sound, so that you don't forget your words, because you're not thinking of 37 words and thinking of them separately from the notes and separately from the emotional intent. They all create one sound. You are trying to get the sound. The sound will tell you how to get the vocal cords to close. Oh, how did I do that? I heard it in my head. How do I sound like Grover? I hear it in my head. How do I sound like me? I hear it in my head. And then I do it. That's it. You have to work on your ear. Listen to as many different singers as you can. Have your teacher help you become incredibly picky So you can hear the difference between Whitney Houston and Ariana Grande instead of just going, they're both good. Well, how are they different? How are they similar and different to you? Right? How is Franco Corelli different from me? How is he similar to me? Those are the questions I had to ask myself as I was learning how to sing, right? How is this singer different from me? What's the same? How am I going to make my voice do the same thing their voice is doing? It's not going to sound the same. How is it going to do the same thing? I'd really hear that applied to my own voice. Close my eyes, aim for the pretty sound. Not one thought about my vocal cords went into that. Okay? Develop your sound concept.